Assalamu Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hello everyone. Today I want to share about this topic. What causing year 1 medical students to fail at the end of the academic year? Alright, so we are now in part 2 on the process of academic failure. Alright, and there has been several videos for different categories, so you can have a look at these videos. Right? And for today's video, we are going to focus on the academic failure, which is our final category in this process. And this academic failure is what happened at the end of the academic year. Alright, so what happened is that in academic failure, there are actually two pathways. The first one is students were not eligible for remedial assessments because of below borderline performance. And second, some students eligible for remedial assessments because of their borderline performance. However, they still fail their remedial assessments because of two reasons. First one is that they have an ineffective learning methods. And the second one is that they have ineffective attitudes toward learning. So what happened to these two pathways is at the end of the day, at the end of the year, they fail the year and they are required to repeat year 1. Now, let's talk about the first category in academic failure, which is not eligible for remedial assessments because of below borderline performance. In our study, what happens is that majority of the struggling students, which is 11 out of 16, were not eligible for remedial assessments. So these students are required to repeat their year 1 without any chance of remedial assessments. There are no second chance. And guess what? Below borderline performance were a surprise for most struggling students. And this is an excerpt from a student. She said, I did not realize because I was like studying and studying. I knew that effort was there. I knew I didn't play or fool around like others did. I thought at least I would get a chance to sit for supplementary, which is the remedial assessments. I thought comes to worst, it's going to be supplementary, not a failure, not a total failure. So this is an excerpt from K, where she's surprised that she thought that at least she could get a chance to do the remedial assessments. Now, the second category, which is eligible for remedial assessments because of borderline performance. Okay, so there were 5 out of 16 struggling students that were eligible for remedial assessments, but all of them, yes, all of them still ended up failing the remedial assessments. Because of what? Because of 2 reasons. The first one is they have ineffective attitudes towards learning. For example, some students expecting spoon-fed teachings during remedial classes. Some underestimated the remedial assessments. They underestimated the exam, whilst some other were being confident with their own ability in memorizing, even though they have failed that previous subject for more than once. They were still being confident with their own ability in memorizing. Let's move on to the second reason, which is ineffective learning methods. For example, some students read their lecture notes without comprehending, without understanding what they have read, and they focus on memorizations. So what happens? This leads to them not able to make connections between the topics or subjects. And there are actually other examples of ineffective learning methods, which are first, some students did not prepare for the remedial classes. Some actually did not have enough time to revise all contents. Alright, they did not revise all contents because they don't have enough time. And from our study, we found that some students actually just learn the appropriate learning method only during the remedial classes, which is almost at the end of the year. And we also found something where some students seem unable to accept their failure because they have used to excel in their previous examinations. For example, this is an excerpt from a student. She said, for the first time, I know I failed. I will go for supplementary, which is the remedial assessments. Still, I cannot accept because really, this is the first failure in my life, I can say. Before this, I can always do very well in my exams. And then, I don't know why. So we can see here that some students aren't able to accept their failure. And failing in year 1 of medical school could be a first failure in some or majority of the students because they have excelled in their pre-university or in their secondary or primary school or education. And that's all for today's topic. If you have any thoughts that you would like to share or you have any questions, please share in the comment below. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video.